now in studio by leader of ATM, Vuyo Zungula. Good to have you. Thank you very much for your time. Quick perusal of the Electoral Act would say that after the president would have declared the election day, the timetable is set up in consultation with political parties. So I would have thought this would have been something that would have been canvassed with you before it was announced.
On Friday, there was a meeting with the IC with political parties. Obviously, when political parties go there, it is representative of political parties, and they are not furnished with a timetable so that when they go to the meeting, they go with the mandate of the political party to raise some issues. They went to the meeting, and the timetable was unpacked to these representatives. These representatives then went back to their parties to say, this is what IEC had presented. Now, our party said, look, there is a short turnaround time when it comes to the submission of lists. Remember that this meeting was sitting on Friday. Next Friday, which is the 8th of March, that is when the list submissions need to be submitted. Now, our view is that when it comes to some of the parties, there is not enough time, or that time is too short for parties to consult with their stakeholders, their members. And some parties actually have list conferences to ensure that there's a democratic process. Yeah. Now, to have a short turnaround time, it then impacts now the party's ability to have democratic processes for them to comply with that March 8 deadline.
Yeah. But one would say that's not a problem for the ATM. You're not a new party.
Yes.
You've been at this, you've done this a couple of times, and you've been at local government and everywhere else.
Yeah. No, the ATM is ready. Yeah. However, our view as the ATM is that we want free and fair elections. Therefore, even if something does not affect us, but the fact that other players in the space are negatively affected, we need to outline that this is wrong and needs to be changed. So we are not only advocating for issues because we are affected personally as an organization. We are raising issues that other political parties have been raising. You'll remember that in 2019, the announcement on the date of the elections was done on the 26th of Feb, and the submission was on the 13th of March because the elections were going to be on the 8th of May. Now, if you look at these current elections, they are going to be held on the 29th of May, meaning there's an additional 3 weeks, which in our view, the IEC should have taken the burden on themselves in terms of dealing with the complexities and not take the burden or the hardships of wanting to speed up the process to political parties. Because the IEC has got infrastructure, has been managing elections, and they've been given additional resources. So our view is that the IEC should utilize the 3 weeks, additional 3 weeks that has been availed, and at the same time with the additional resources, they are more than capable to actually deal with the complexities instead of taking all of those responsibilities to the political parties.
Yeah. Once again, why would you choose to amplify a voice of new parties? They are more than well capable of doing that themselves.
Look, that is what those parties that were in attendance in the meeting raised. These parties in the meeting, what they raised is that we want free and fair elections. Therefore, if there's any part of the process that is seemingly unfair towards either a new political party or an old political party, we need to speak in one voice and not have a posture that says, if we as party A are not affected, therefore we're going to keep quiet because we're not affected. We should denounce any unfairness, regardless whether only a few parties are affected. So it is in that spirit we, as an organization, we form part of that meeting. And it is that spirit, as that collective of political parties, that we said, let us raise issues whereby there is unfairness or maybe some processes are unjust, not because you as an individual party are affected, but if the system would create a position or a situation whereby the elections in some regard would not be regarded as free or fair by some people, we need to equally voice those concerns out.